morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I am your host today, like I am all week this week. Dave's out on a well-deserved vacation. For those that don't know me, my name is Joanna, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Live Training here with Legendary Marketer. And of course, we have another amazing guest. We always say that, yet it's always true. We're not lying. They're all pretty freaking phenomenal. One day after another, it's just like rolling it in. Because the reality is, you can't mess up somebody's entrepreneurial journey, their story. There's no bad story. They're all amazing. They're all great. All of you have an amazing story. Y'all need to come on Wake Up Legendary and share it. And there's something that we can all learn from everyone, which is pretty cool. Which I love the most. And I love being able to connect with all of our students and members and other marketers and all of that good stuff. So I see it as a great privilege when I get to step in for Dave on these days, and I get to do it all week long. Thank you, Marie. This is one of our old mastermind shirts. I have about, I want to say 6 of this one. We realized how much legendary swag I have over the weekend as I was going through and just cleaning out clothes and sorting and all of that. But I think I'm at 5 or 6 of this exact t-shirt. So I am not wearing the same t-shirt over. Neither is Dave, because he has even way more than I do, I think, at this point, for sure. We all do. All of the legendary team has our own store worth of legendary t-shirts at our house, which is always fun. So good morning. I want to see you in the comments. I love when you all interact. And without further ado, please welcome Nicole to the show. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. So where are you joining us from in the world?
I am from, as you can probably tell from the accent, I am from Southern Louisiana.
Oh, I love it. Born and raised, always been there?
Born and raised, yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I know in the title we say former nurse, now stay-at-home mom.
Yes, ma'am.
What led you, like, give us the scoop. What led you to legendary and going online and all the things?
Okay, so I am a former registered nurse. I am also a type 1 diabetic, a mom, a wife. I have 2 little boys. And being a stay-at-home mom, that lifestyle chose me, actually. Because when it all started in 2016 when my first child was born. And he was born with bilateral club foot, which in layman's terms is when the feet turn inward instead of turning outward, how they're supposed to be. So that journey was lots of surgeries and casting and procedures where they would slice tendons and reconstructive surgery, physical therapy, you name it, we saw all of it.
Wow.
So my husband and I made the decision that I was going to have to be there for my child. That was what was important, and that's what we were going to do, and we were going to make it work. And we did. So juggling all of that, and then I had my second son. So let's add another one in the mix, and that was a lot. So as we're still going through this journey of casting and surgeries, we actually had to have spinal surgery because he was starting to walk a little funny, and they actually found something on his spinal cord that we needed to take care of as well. But all of that, we were nearing the end of those obstacles, and he was also diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Wow.
So with inflation, medical bills, all the things, I'm like, let's, I've got to do something. Let me begin looking. So I did, and I found Legendary, and it just completely resonated with me. And I knew that, time is, we all talk about time. Time is not a thing. You make time. You don't, because I definitely didn't have the extra time to do any of that.
Right. Right.
But I did it, and I did the course, and I just stayed true to myself and showing, because really this story is a lot of people in my community don't even know it, because we didn't really talk about it or anything like that. But I'm sharing it with the world and hoping it can inspire other people and help other people to, maybe they have medical bills too that they need to do something, and they can do it. It's totally doable. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, gosh, what a warrior. Amazing. And what a amazing living example of, yeah, you just figure it out.
You do.
You just figure it out.
Yeah.
And
that's one of the things
that your boys and to your family and all of that. So
and that's one of the things I instill into them, is that I want to be, I want to show them that mom's resilient. Mom's going to get back up. Mom created her own business. You can do absolutely anything you want to do in this world. It does not define you.
Yeah. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. And a lot of us don't learn that lesson until we're later in life.
Right.
And being able to pass that on to your kids to start and thrive and have that in their toolbox early on.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. And your comment that you shared about time, we all have the same number of hours.
Right.
But sometimes it feels, especially when we start comparing to others, like, nope, that person's got like 5 more hours. They don't have it as hard. We have it's like, you know what? We all have our shit. Excuse me.
We do. You truly, people say you never know until you walk in someone else's shoes, but it is the absolute truth. You don't. We've been knocked down several times, but every time got back up, and we're gonna push through this. I'm gonna make this work. This is the hand we were dealt, and we're going to move forward with it.
Yeah. There's no other choice, really. I don't want to equalize them, because they're not. Your family and taking care of your kids is so much more than starting a business. But there is this little thread of, you got to take quitting off the table.
Correct.
Because there is no quitting on being a parent.
No.
I'd be like, all right, we're done now. That's not an option.
I'm checking out for the day.
That's not an option. And we kind of need to apply that same mindset to our education, to our business, to our growth, to our commitment, and the bigger picture here. But if you always keep that quitting as one of the options of the day, you always have that option. You know what? I don't need to go through this module today. I don't need to hop on that call.
Right.
I don't need to post that video. I don't need to make some more content. I don't need to have a plan anything today. I'm gonna scroll instead and call it research.
Right.
I'm going to watch a little Netflix because I'm going to call it self-care. I'm going to, right? There's these little things. If we really start being honest with ourselves.
Absolutely.
There's time.
There's time. You find time.
Right? When we're laying in bed at night, and it really is, we're giving 20 or 30 minutes to scrolling Instagram or TikTok, that could be 20 or 30 minutes on your business instead.
Correct. Absolutely.
Right? And that's where that time comes from.
Yep.
Or it could be 20 minutes earlier in the morning.
Anytime.
Yeah. 20 minutes at a lunch break, 20 minutes at a nap time.
A nap time.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
So we know you're busy. You have a lot going on. You have 2 little ones.
Yes.
You have a lot going on.
I do.
And where are your pockets? How did you work it into your schedule?
I made the time. I would stay up late hours at night after the kids would go to bed. And just like you said, any extra second, like walking from the living room to the laundry room, I'll grab out my phone and jot down a note, and I'll get to it after, but at least I have it written down. Cooking supper, I have my laptop open while I'm cooking supper, and I'm sending to the kids. And, it's chaos, but we embrace our chaos, and we do what we have to do.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Embrace the chaos. I think that's what I've done with my family. I got, at one point, my 3 teenagers were 3 under the age of 5, right? And it's just a different type of chaos. So I totally get it. You have to just kind of move through it and bring them along with the journey a bit.
Correct. God gave us these obstacles, and we are going to use them. So,
yeah. And how can we thrive through this?
Correct. And so actually, I also recently I had a phone call with Miss Bonnie.
Oh, Miss on said hello to you, by the way.
Bonnie. And and I told my BPA Tom I would definitely tell him hello. Hello, Tom.
Oh, he's on here too. Everybody's good to see you. I love it.
So I did start a separate Instagram account. It is brand new, just started it. And it's actually going to be, it blossomed through all of this. And it's going to be all things diabetes type 1 about me and my child. Yes.
I love that.
So, and what really was so humbling about it too was at the very beginning, I posted a reel of my son, and he was saying on the reel how, Mom, if I'm not diabetic, I would love to just eat 10 bags of fruit snacks. And I'm like, yeah, for a normal person, that's nothing, but for him, that's his goal. He wants to eat 10 bags of fruit snacks in one sitting. And I posted about it, and how we take things for granted. And another fellow diabetic, type 1, actually commented, and he was a younger teenager, and he says, I've struggled my teenage years with having this, and it's hard, but I want you to know that I am going to school, and I'm going to be a registered nurse, and I'm going to help kids. So, and I'm like, well, I mean, if anything, I help someone.
Yeah. And that's really that's really where it needs to come from.
It does.
How can I amplify a message?
Right.
Right? In the best way possible.
Right.
That's at least for me, that's what I want to pass on to my kids. That's what I want to have in my heart. And I feel that in you. And I want that in everyone in our community as well. Like, the monetization comes, and I love that. That's the fun part. It gets me fired up.
Right.
It has to come from a place of service first.
Right. Exactly. And you have to, everyone's human, and everyone has their own struggles. So you have to show that in your authentic self, that I'm not just advertising. Like, this is really what happened and what I've gone through, and you wouldn't know it if you just looked at me in the grocery store. But yeah.
Most people don't realize the warriors that are all around us.
Correct.
Right? And when you can step into that role of leading, because that's really what you're doing, especially with your new page.
Yes. It's brand new, so it's
awesome. Really which is awesome. But whether you're leading 1, 0, 10, 10,000, it's stepping into that space. And that's an awesome journey. And I mean, that's why our whole challenge, the 5-day challenge, is learn, launch, lead. Because that's really the process we're all going through. Correct. We got to learn something. Then we got to go, okay, I'm going to actually do it.
Right.
And then we're going to step into this other begin this new journey of this other version of ourselves and into lead. And I think that's really a scary term for a lot of us.
Definitely.
It seems like such a big hat to wear.
Yes.
When really it's not that big. But you can make a difference in one person's life and it's totally worth it. And then when you're on social media and you make a platform and a brand, now you can amplify that message and enhance it so much that you're really making a difference in 50. I mean, how have you made a difference and made someone feel connected and understood in 50 different people, in 100, in 200?
Exactly.
We don't give those numbers enough credit. Can you imagine if they all came to a room and just said thank you?
Exactly.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. And if we can keep that as the focus moving forward, I think big things happen. Big
Yeah.
things.
It's all about that mindset and how you choose to look at it, and it's up to you.
Yeah. So what was your biggest struggle coming into this? What was the big boulder obstacle you needed to figure out to get launched?
Let's see. Probably the tech aspect of it all, I would think, because I would sit at my computer to do things, and then you have the kids coming around. What are you doing, Mom? What are you doing? Like screaming and yelling. So the actual focus and honing in on the tech part was probably the hardest for me. And then I think just putting myself out there, because I never shared that story that we were on. You would look at my little boy today, you would never know that he had club foot, and you would never know that he had spinal surgery. Thank God, he's doing wonderful. But you would never know. But I'm sharing that, and a lot of people just, and it doesn't have to be specifically club foot. I mean, everybody has something that they can resonate with, or some issue, or you name it. It's real. We all live this life in this crazy world, and everybody goes through things.
Yeah, there is no perfection. I don't care what is going on in somebody's life. There is no perfect life.
No, there's not.
So sharing, and you don't have to share all of it. It's not like opening
No.
up a journal and pouring your heart out and crying on camera and all that. That's not what we're saying here, guys. It's just kind of sharing those moments that keep you going.
And that you're relatable. You're a real person. Everybody goes through things.
Yeah. And sometimes it's even, yeah, this happened. We're laughing through it. We're figuring it out. We're rolling with it. And this is how we're doing it, right?
Right. That's right.
And just showing what it looks like to keep moving forward.
Correct. And that's how I treat it. Every morning we have to wake up and check a blood sugar. Well, every morning we have to get up, and we have to be consistent, and we have to put in the work, and we have to do it. Yeah. So that's just how we treat it, and we never quit.
Yeah. There's no other way around it.
There's no other way. We're going to succeed. There's no other way.
What did you learn about yourself the most from when you started the challenge to where you are now?
I learned that I'm a lot stronger than I give myself credit for. I'm a lot like, my why has always been my kids, and I didn't put it all together until recently. So I learned, my why has always been my kids, but it's why I became a stay-at-home mom, because of them. It's why God made me a registered nurse, because I have the medical background to take care of them. It's why I push through. It's why I get back up. It's why I try to show them that we can do absolutely anything we put our minds to.
Yeah. And I hope everybody caught this, because I got it too. It's not, even though, you were a registered nurse,
Mm-hmm.
you are no longer that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people feel regret or time wasted or, those types of things when they want to leave a career and leave a job. And ultimately, it was just that season and you learn something from it and it's helping you in the next season in a different way.
It is. It brought
And
me to this season. Yes.
yeah, and I think it would be helpful for all of us to not live with what ifs and regrets and, oh, I went to school for that, but now I'm doing that. Awesome. But probably while you're in school, a lot of really cool things happened along
Yeah.
the way. You might have met your spouse when you were at school. You go getting that major you're not using. I don't know. It doesn't, right? Who cares?
Right.
But if you hadn't gone through that, you wouldn't have met that person. There's
Right.
a lot of pieces to our lives that intertwine. And living in that state of regret or that it was time wasted or money wasted, it's not. We all gain something from those experiences.
Absolutely.
And even coming through our education, sometimes it's you learn more about yourself than anything.
You do. Completely.
And make changes that are better for you and for your family and all of those things in between, just by exploring something new.
Yes. I find just because of the mindset change and I've become a better wife, I've become a better mom, I've become just a better person, and I'm not ashamed of our struggles, and I'm not ashamed to put my life out there anymore on social media. Beforehand, I was the most anti-social media. Don't put a picture of me. I don't put anything on social media. But now I'm just like shouting it from the rooftops, like, hey, I can do this, you can do this. And I'm here to hold your hand and help you through if you need it.
All right, so let's go back to that time of I'm anti-social media. I don't want my picture on. You took the course and now you have to post your first video.
Mm-hmm.
How was that process of making that transition? Did you start faceless? Did you have to go through the things or did you just jump into the details?
I just jumped in. I remember sitting at the kitchen table and my kids were asleep. My husband was asleep. It was late, and I was making that first reel. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just cold turkey. Let's go. And just that's how. And after I posted, just like y'all teach, after I posted, it's every post is so much easier the next time. And now I'm used to seeing myself on my phone.
Yeah. How long did it take you to hit post?
Probably like 3 hours.
That's good. I mean, I think it's important to share that because people relate to that and they're like, oh crap, I thought waiting an hour was too long, or some wait 3 days. Some have that first video sitting in their phone right now that you made 2 weeks ago and you haven't posted it yet.
Just do it. You'll feel better after.
And the world didn't end, right, Nicole? Did anything bad happen to you after you?
No. No.
No.
And again, we fall back down, we get back up.
Right. Nothing came and attacked you.
Nothing came, nothing bit me. No, everything was fine.
Yep, it was all good. And you know what? Really all that happened was you then focused on what your next post was going to be.
Exactly. You just moved right along to the next one. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why, but it gives me a little anxiety thinking about how you were so antisocial to like, all right, here we go. We're just jumping in.
Just jump in. Yes. Just totally just jumped in.
I love it. Did you have to move, like not watch your videos because you didn't like seeing yourself? You weren't used to seeing yourself, or were you so far from it, it just didn't matter?
I guess it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It has to be because I just jumped.
Yeah.
When they say you take the leap and you jump, I jumped.
I love it. I love it. So obviously you've gotten really good at storytelling,
Thank you.
sharing that story and really connecting with your audience. And you were someone that had zero social media experience before you came.
Zero marketing.
So share with us that process. What are some tips for someone that's looking like, I want to share my story more. I just don't know how to do it. How do I start? How do I not like bear all to the world? Because a lot of people think that.
Right.
Or on the flip side, it's a whole other conversation. I don't have a story to share. I see that a lot where they're like, I have nothing interesting about me to share. And I'm like,
Listen, everyone has something to share. I just have extra to share. So I guess just I started by writing it down. I wrote it down and I took a good look at my story and I was like, wow, we really went through all of this. And then I just started taking bits and pieces and making, putting them here and there in social media where they would best fit, of course. But I just kind of started to make a puzzle and just put the pieces, and that's how I started it. And as I started telling people more and more about it, you can just see that they resonate with it, and everyone has their own version of something, and it just got easier to tell also.
yeah. It's just, I love that idea. Put it down on paper. Write what's going on. Spill your heart out like a journal.
Feel your
And
heart out to yourself, because then you're going to be like, wow, I didn't think I had a story, but I really do have a story.
mhm, everyone does. Everyone has something to share, something that's relatable, something that your partner was, attracted to, a struggle you've gone through. You have something that you've had, just about life that
Right,
brought you to where you are right now, the decisions you made, why you made them.
right,
It doesn't have to be bad. It's just what brought you to where you are in this place right now and what you're looking for.
right.
Nobody, the reality is, no one's come to legendary even with everything being perfect.
Of course not.
Looking for a change, something new, to learn something, to do something new. There's something we're looking for in this process,
Correct.
which means you got a story behind that.
Yes, everyone does. Yes.
Yeah, and I love that you feel strong enough to share your story about your health, your son's health.
Thank you.
It takes a lot. And sometimes that doesn't have to be everyone's story, 'cause that is a hard share.
It is.
And
It is.
it takes a really strong person to be able to step into that and be that leader. And that's huge. And I really commend you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Which is amazing, which your boys are going to see even more of and replicate as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
For-
Yeah.
So
Our saying in our household is we never give up. So we never quit. We always persevere and we continue to fight.
yeah. Yeah. It's not like, okay, let's just stop. It's like, okay, what are our options? It's having those conversations.
And it's not just diabetes, it's not just health.
Mhm.
It applies to everything in life. You just quitting is not an option. And it applies in marketing as well. You consistently show up and you consistently post, and sure, you'll have your down weeks where it's just not a great week, but you show up, you don't quit, you persevere.
Mhm.
And once you have that, then you can do anything.
Yeah, the valley of despair, as we call it. That time where you're taking action, but you're not seeing return yet.
Correct.
That's goes with any business, guys, whether it's online, whether it's a brick and mortar, whether it's, you're starting a McDonald's or a mom and pop bread shop, bakery, whatever it is, there is a period where you're open for business, but you're not seeing that return yet. You still have to put in that consistency. You still got to show up every day and hit that, turn that open sign, which is also posting that video.
Exactly.
That's exactly what that is. I'm still here. I'm writing that email. I'm sending it out. I'm posting the content. I'm going to keep showing up, and people will start collecting and coming. And that's really what it's about.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is big. So tell me about your content planning. Is there a plan, or do you wake up and go, well, what am I going to make today? Do you have a list? Do you film ahead? Give me the whole content process.
It's kind of a mix of all of it. Usually, though, I plan my content process is going to be three posts a day, and I'm going to have the inspirational post. I'm going to have the education post, and I also like to show a little bit of my children's life, because we're human, we're relatable, and I show that as well. So usually I'll plan ahead of what I'm going to type up and have everything all pre-done, because again, with 2 kids, I mean, you can't really sit there and be on your phone all day long. So I have everything planned ahead and done the night before so that I can be ready to go.
Wow, I love it. And it's just a commitment to, this is what it is.
This is what it is.
My schedule. This is how I show up for my business. And that's it.
Just as I show up for my kids, just as I show up for my health, just as I show up for my business, we're doing it. We're doing it.
How has your partner, your spouse, been through all of this?
He's amazing. He's amazing. He's been my rock. I call him a soulmate, but he truly is. He's always there to listen. He's there to support. Honestly, he's great. He's amazing. And he cheers me on, and he helps with the kids when I need the extra time to, step aside and actually get some other stuff done. But he's been great. He's been amazing. He supports us, and I think he loves the fact that I'm going to be such a role model for our children.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. Love it. So what is your advice for someone brand new? It's overwhelming. They're coming from a place where you started. You walked into the challenge with no social media experience, no marketing experience, and you're like, what the heck am I doing? What's your advice for someone that's just right in the beginning of the challenge?
Just to continue going through it. Just go in with an open mind. Just absorb as much as you can, and show up every day and use it. Find inside of you, what's your why? Why are you doing this? And with that, you can't go. You're gonna hold true to that, and you can't go wrong.
Right. And your why is going to be more than I want to make some money.
Exactly. It has to, right. It
and
has
that's even though you can, that you want to help your family, contribute.
Correct.
But you had there's a bigger reason to all of this.
Right. Because of course you want to monetize to create, pay the medical bills and help financially. But overall, through that, you can make an impact on so many other people's lives and show them not only how to make their own business, so other moms of, children that need the extra care, they can be home with their children. That you can do it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Yes.
An assumption. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong or disagree. do you feel like also when your focus has been so much on your kids and their health, and which is a lot and it's important and you need to, is it also nice that when you are working on your business that it's something that's just for you
It's
too?
yours. Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. It kind of helps you have something that's no one else's.
Right.
You get to work on yourself, which then I feel like, I don't know, there's that mama guilt, like, oh, I can't say like I'm doing this for me too. But
Right.
right. But it's really a huge benefit that I think a lot of parents, caregivers in
Yeah.
any form can embrace. And I think it makes you a better parent when you go back to them.
It does. Absolutely.
Anyway.
Absolutely. Because you need that self, you need to prove to yourself that you're worthy and it's yours. I made my own business and it's mine. I created it and I can sit back and later in life, of course, show that I did this. I did all of this. But yeah, I was still a parent at the same time. But yeah, it definitely, you're so proud of the fact that you have something to show for it.
Yeah, I think it's easy to, I don't know, I don't like to say lose yourself. You're not losing yourself, but it's easy to put so much of your time, energy, day into everyone else.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, weeks gone by and you're like, crap, I haven't done anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this allows you to show up to something every day and put a little bit of time, even if it's 30 minutes, guys, that's just for you.
It's true. It's true because I can detach from being diabetic. I can detach from watching blood sugars. I can just detach myself and be totally focused on my business, my reels, my content. And it's like a break for a parent in itself.
Yeah, it is. And it I think it's the best break. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go get my nails done. It's not like
Right.
some type, vanity item. It's I'm feeding my soul, I'm feeding my brain, and I'm doing something that is gonna make a difference for me, my family, and other people in the world.
Right. Right.
And then yeah, and then that's where it gets really cool.
Yes.
When we can all accept and allow ourselves to do things for us and not feel guilt around it.
Correct.
I think that's a big roadblock for a lot of people,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's a good thing to do. I think it's the best form of self-care, actually.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And you can dive into yourself. You could write your story. You can learn more about yourself.
Yeah, and just you're a worthy human on this planet. You're not just here to serve someone else or our little minions that we have running around the world. As much as we love them, we will do anything for them. I think it's important for them to see that their parent is their own person too, and learn from that example.
Correct. Very important. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Leanne says, yeah, it's a way to recharge ourselves, which I love. Yeah, definitely.
It is. It is. You need that. You need that as a parent, as a wife, as you need that. You need that separation just for a little while. Just
Yeah.
recharge is the perfect word. And
Mhm.
just you could dive into yourself and then you can apply all of that to your business because someone is going to relate to that.
Yeah, definitely. They will. The people, I promise you, there is a whole tribe of people out there that will relate to you. I don't care who you are. I'm speaking to every single one of you. Every single one of you has people that will relate to you and want to follow you. As long as you keep showing up, you're transparent, you're authentic, real, show your quirky, crazy, amazing, imperfect self.
Embrace the quirks.
Yep,
Embrace them.
yep. There's other people out there, they'll embrace them with you.
Exactly.
Which I love. So cool. So I want to leave you with the last word. What's your last piece of advice when it comes to starting a business, staying consistent, staying motivated, and sharing your story, any of those topics? Just give us your last piece of advice that you want to share with everyone today.
I think that if you just have to look into yourself, and you just have to find your why, and through anything you can persevere. And especially with this course, you use the tools that they give you for mindset, and you can apply them to your daily life as well. And not only will you succeed as a parent, a spouse, you're going to succeed in your business because you're showing up, you're having the mindset, and you just have to believe in yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's just the hardest, biggest lesson of all. And I think that's sometimes the reason people end up quitting is because they don't believe in themselves, or they don't want to look at themselves and give them that time they deserve.
Right.
To look
Quitting is the easy way.
Yeah.
But no, you do it. You never give up.
Yeah. It has to be off the table.
Yeah.
It's never like, should I quit today or should I stop this? It should be, no, what are my choices to get through this?
Exactly. Right. You throw quit out the window. You write it on a piece of paper, you crumble it up, and you throw it out. Okay, moving on. Next choice.
Yep. All right. What do we do? And that's when you go, okay, I need some advice. I need to crowdsource this. What have other people done that have had this obstacle? Right. And that's when you reach out to myself, Ryan, Support 101, Hot Seat, the community, a friend, a spouse, a partner, and make sure you're getting, good advice. If the advice is just to quit, then that's not the person you talk to about your business. They don't get it, right? Go, okay, I'm on a different level than you. And that's when you use the community, use your resources to your advantage.
Correct.
And everything we can figure out. We can figure out everything.
Of course.
We just have to ask.
That's right.
I had a post in the Blueprints group yesterday asking for people to share their wins, big and small. Mm-hmm. And one of the wins shared was they had been on Hot Seat. Hot Seat is one of our daily live support calls that we give our Blueprints members, for those that aren't aware. But we're too afraid to ask a question. And finally they did. They finally, after attending a while, got the help that they had been looking for. And I was like, that's such a big share, because that's actually a really common theme. That people hop on the support calls and they sit and listen. Even if they have a question, but they're too scared to ask. They think they're going to, like, it's a dumb question. It's not going to go well. But it's like, if that's your roadblock, you're worthy of the answer.
Right. And I promise you, someone else has the same question somewhere.
Yeah. Or someone that can't make it to the live calls and they're watching the recordings.
Yep.
And your question helped them because that was the one they've been looking for. You never know. But it all comes back down to remembering you're worthy of something, doing something for yourself.
Correct.
And that you can get the help that you need too. You can ask for help. You're worthy of asking for help.
Absolutely. You're not on your own. I promise you.
Yeah, totally. Well, this has been amazing. I definitely want you to come back and meet Dave as well. So we need to have you back in the next couple months for sure. Okay. Plan on a fall.
He can't be on vacation. He has to be back.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for coming on. Oh, it was definitely a pleasure to chat with you. And we will see you again. Keep me posted on how it's going.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, everyone, please go give Nicole a follow on Instagram at Nicole Suggests, all connected, no spaces, dashes, periods, none of that. It's just Nicole Suggests. And then she also is on TikTok with her name, Nicole.Pitre, Pitre. I think I pronounced it correctly. I might have butchered it, but we got it. Nicole.Pitre, and that is on TikTok. Instagram is at Nicole Suggests. Go give her a follow. Comment, let her know that you saw her interview on Wake Up Legendary and all of that good stuff. That was another great show. Every day is amazing in its own way for a different reason, a different vibe, a different energy, different tips. And this was phenomenal all on its own, as always. So thank you to Nicole for coming on. And I am here tomorrow and Friday. I can't wait because, of course, we have 2 more awesome guests. I took a look at them this morning, and I'm excited. We're gonna end this week strong, guys. As always, stay legendary. Have a great day. Peace.